If you're seriously struggling with your productivity and if you want to explode your productivity, here are three simple strategies that you can put into use immediately. Strategy number one: whenever you're approaching a task that you want to complete, I don't want you to approach it with a task completion kind of a thought process. It might sound counterintuitive, but I don't want you to actually, start thinking about or start planning for completion, but rather plan for focused execution. And hey, you know what? If you're kind of constantly distracted, or if you're unable to, have higher levels of productivity, you can even start off with 10-minute blocks. Okay, 10 minutes. What I want you to start thinking of is, how can I just simply, without any distraction, sit on this task, work on it without thinking about even completing this task? You will realize that your productivity is automatically going to improve. Why? Because one of the big reasons is, a lot of times what we have seen is we are not as great at estimating how much it takes for us to complete a task, especially if it's a newer kind of an activity that we are doing. For example, you might be starting off writing a book, or you might be starting off, learning a skill, and you might have thought it will take so much of time, but in reality it might take a lot more. Therefore, don't plan for completion, whereas plan for focused execution. That's number one. Okay. And the very important thing that I want you to focus on here is to set your environment for distraction free execution. Okay. Because this plays a very, very important role. Second thing, are you someone who prides yourself and says with the thump on your chest that you are a multitasker? Well, here's some good news and some bad news for you. Well, the thing is, what a lot of researchers say is there's nothing called as multitasking. Whereas all that you're doing probably most of the time is task switching. And hey, you know what? Growing up as a kid, I've always heard this one statement from my dad, from a lot of my family members, is, they always tell me, do one thing at a time properly. That's the real strategy that you can start following. Do one thing at a time properly. Stop multitasking. That's your strategy number two. And what's strategy number three? Strategy number three is about a very, very important concept that was kind of made very famous by none other than Brendan Bouchard. And he says that, time block every minute of the day, especially if you're dealing with a lot of distraction, especially for you, if you're dealing with too much of distractions and your productivity is not at a level where you want it, start time blocking every single minute of every 24 hours of each day. What you'll realize is you are not leaving things to randomness, but you're kind of having a kind of a strategic approach towards how do you want to manage your time. And I want you to remember this: productivity is kind of an effect, and if you're only looking at the effect and not tweaking the causes, you might never create the real effect. So if this is very valuable for you, please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and leave a like, comment below on what you learned the best here through this video. And also let me know through the description that you see here, if you're ready to up your game to a whole different level by implementing a 6-step process through which you can improve your clarity, your energy levels, the causes that actually creates the effect, which is productivity. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate your interest in learning this topic. Again, I hope you've subscribed. You're ready to receive many such awesome videos and tips and tricks and strategies on productivity. I'll catch you soon in the next one. Take care.